there was one thing my game was lacking, it was a variety of enemies. In the original game, the enemies would either chase or shoot at the player, which felt a bit stale after 1 or 2 runs. So I decided it was time to get stuck into some new enemy AI. I started off by creating some placeholder art and then got into coding. I wanted to create an enemy that would charge at the player's position with a cooldown. Now, I'll be honest, enemy AI is something that I'm not the greatest with, and this was an absolute nightmare to get working. I went from watching YouTube video to YouTube video, reading blog posts and forums, and almost choking out ChatGPT to get this working, but after about 2 to 3 business years, it was all good. With that being said though, I'm still not 100% happy with it, as after they exit their charge state, they just slide for a little bit until they charge again, but it's all a work in progress. I won't go into too much detail on how I got this all working because all of the code sort of blurs together and I'm still not quite sure how it works, so once I resolve that I'll probably make another mini devlog talking about it. I then moved on to a sprinting enemy, which was essentially the same as the enemy from the first devlog except it couldn't shoot at the player and its move speed was increased. Which, yes, is pretty basic, but it was a nice change to work on something simple after fighting those AI demons to get the charging enemy working. The last enemy related thing that I worked on was an enemy spawner, which was a tricky one, but in the end I followed along with a wave spawner tutorial by Sean Spalding. At this point the tutorial was 5 years old, but it held up really nicely and it explained it in a very straightforward way. I did have to modify the code slightly to fit the needs of my game, but those modifications were pretty straightforward. If you want an in-depth explanation on how that was done, I'll leave a link to the tutorial in the description below. But after all that was done, this was the end result. But that's all for this devlog. I know it was a short one, but I've been trying to put all of my time and energy into learning the engine and figuring out everything as I go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.